Hey, what's going on out there, YouTubers? Check this out. It's my first audiobook. It's called A Motivational Speaker by J-Dub in a van living down by the river. Well, it started long ago. In a land far away. This is the introduction. And the storybook that I'm about to tell you is my life as a Gemini. Here it goes. Check this out. I was born in late May 23rd, May 24th, May 25th. I don't remember. But I do know this. As I grew up as a child, I was infatuated, just like much of us children and adults are globally, with magic. And I bought magic, or I didn't buy, my parents bought it for me. And I grew up as a kid, blonde hair, blue-eyed, rambunctious, man. I gotta say this, guys, with this introduction. Love was always in my heart. Love has always been in my heart, but there's also other outside forces that drag my love for everything that I have into whole turmoil. So chapter 1, Jack's first steps. Man, the kid could walk by. Jack, he could walk at 6, 7 months, maybe even earlier. I don't know the facts on it, but I know I was up crawling. And what that told, actually, I didn't even crawl. I believe I walked before I crawled. I could be wrong. I could be right. This is just an audiobook of your delight. Sometimes when a kid gets up and doesn't even crawl and just gets on his two legs, he's ready for action. And when he climbs out of the crib, screaming at the top of his lungs, 2 inches away from the bottom, hanging on for dear life for an hour, 45 minutes till my mom was told by my dad to go get him. I don't know how it went. But what it says, as a kid, you are anxious, rambunctious to explore this beautiful place called Earth. I got to say this, fellas and folks. My toddler years were great. I carried around a deck of cards, and I called them reams. I love that, reams. Hey, anybody curiously needing a mantra to help out with their monetary units, say reams a bunch of times. Chapter 2. 9 years old. I grew up with a family that I loved, still do love, but at 9 years old was devastated by a train wreck. And every time I hear a train whistle blow, I know there's someone out there that cares about me. I lost my dad, I lost my ma, I lost myself, and I lost my family too. Because as that day went on, I considered it, basically from other people telling me you got to be the man of the house at a young age. Now, we weren't brought up in some hut in Africa or, in the 1400s with the Vikings in Norway, but it was the 1980s here in the great old United States of America. And as the amount of pressure wasn't the issue, because I knew I could take care of it, what it was is growing up and not knowing how to grow up with a little bit of direction. It's the true case for many people here globally. I don't care if you're in Guam. Oh, I love you, Guam. Antarctica, man, I bet you there's somebody out there. There's got to be a couple souls living out there. Africa, Australia. Catch me a crocodile one day. Chapter 3, Jack's teens. Man, were the teens fun. Oh, I tried to cause as much trouble as possible. I actually, to be real honest with you guys, had my first encounter with alcohol. And when that happened, it was a spiraling trip down a rabbit hole that I'm glad I went down and don't want to go down anymore. Another thing that happened to me that day, or that year when I was 16, is I ended up having to brawl one of my mom's boyfriends. And when I mean brawl, I'm talking Louisville Slugger, take it to the back of his head and hope that it was enough. It wasn't. But what it did tell me was this, that with addiction, with abusiveness, and with cruel words, it can literally transform another human being's life into another existence that they didn't ask for. Unquote. Chapter 4. I'm out of my teens. I'm in my 20s. My first felony. I was actually in a bar fight. Oh, geez, what a great bar fight it was. Well, I feel bad for the other guy, but one thing I do know is this. With courage, you got to use it for good, not bad. And that is the point of this book. Audiobook. I hope you're listening still. Yeah, my 20s went on. I got into sales. Never knew I could be a good salesman. Never knew I could speak to anybody. I was always kind of like bashful and quiet unless I had some alcohol in me. But I got into sales and I was astounded at how the human race is so entwined just by my voice and just by a person's smile. Whether you're in front going door to door, running a multi-billion-dollar globally, not me, but I was working for that company until I dipped my pen in Company Inc. Don't do that, guys. Chapter 4. My late 20s, early 30s. I've already gotten 2 DUIs, if not 3. Bottom line, I've been put in jail for battery, for beating the crap out in a bar fight, first felonies. Got my second felony with my early 30s, down on my luck, drinking more than a 1.75 liter of alcohol and watching a bunch of bank robbery movies, and that's what I did. And I can speak loud and clear through this book. I am an ex-bank robber. Not a good one, but I did do it, got away with it, had a lot of fun doing it for the week till the law caught up with me. Chapter 5. I'm alive. 37. Geez, 38. What year did I get out of jail for that? It was my late 30s. And then I indulged in a bunch of pills, mainly Oxycontin. Any of you guys ever heard of OC 30s, 60s, 90s, 120s? Man, that'll knock you out. The point of this story is family and everyone that's listening to, friends, folks, children of ages, and reading this book when it comes out on print, because it's starting in audio. We'll mess with that later. Don't do drugs. It's just like in Waterboy, when Adam Sandler's talking to Lawrence Taylor and he says, "Kids, if there's anything, don't smoke crack." Well, I wasn't a crack addict, but what I was is an opiate addict, an alcohol addict, and I loved it. I was able to be the best salesman. I was able to fool my family for what I thought was fooling them. I was able to fool my friends and fool myself into thinking that alcohol and drugs were going to be the stimulant to making my life better. How wrong I was. Exclamation point. Chapter 6. My early 40s. Man, just coming out of turmoil, decided to quit the opiate habit. I puked a couple days, shit on myself a few times, pardon my French, parlez-vous français. But I found out that that's just not for me. And what I can say with this is drugs are for everyone at certain times and periods. Alcohol is perfect for certain times and periods. When it's overly excessed, that's where everything went wrong. And that is where I am telling you how the motivational speaker J-Dub is living in a van down by the river. So, chapter 7. I love it because it brings me to heaven. That's current, folks, family, friends of all ages, children. Here's the deal. October 7th, 2019, I was in a horrible bicycle accident. And it literally turned the concussion, 3 fractures in my right cheekbone, 1 down the center of my nose, and my frontal lobe of my brain destroyed to a new, improved Jack Warner. I am Warner. I'm not bragging here, folks. What I am saying is it took a lot of crap to wake me up at a later stage of my life, not an older stage. We're young. We're young at heart. Forever. Believe it. Achieve it. What I want to say is this. Thank you for listening to this audiobook, and that is the period on the following sentence. I love all y'all for watching. When we stand for something as big as love, and as big as love grows, I'll finish the book when you guys leave a comment or a like or a dislike. Subscribe. Comment and share. That's how the ripple effect starts in our own backyard. I love all y'all for watching. Remember, peace.